we're on now. Turn that. We do that like that. Okay. Good afternoon. Let's see what we can see and where we're going to be. Right. Let me just get rid of this. Put that up. No, we'll put this up. Okay, good afternoon. So what I'm going to do this afternoon is I'm going to show you how to use the Uplink link in the Zibo mod. Okay, this is a new feature which is available through the FMC. But there's a couple of things I need to tell you first of all before we get started, and that is that in your SimBrief downloader, which you can see on the right hand side of the screen here, if you go into the SimBrief downloader, you've got all the formats that you can choose for all the different aircraft, and then down at the bottom you'll see that you've got the formats for X-Plane 9 and 10, 11 and 12, and 11 and 12 no SIDS and no stars. That is not what you want. That X-Plane 11 and 12 and X-Plane 11 and 12 no SIDS stars, those were the FMS files, okay, which you would put in the FMS folder for plans. We no longer use FMS. When you're doing this, you don't use FMS. You use this bottom one here. This is a newly created file specifically for the Zibo Mod 737, specifically created with SimBrief and Navigraph, and this is an XML file. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to tick on that. You see, there you go. You tick on it. It just says Zibo Mod B737, and you point it towards your X-Plane 12 output FMS plans folder. Alright, I'll show you what that looks like. If we just find File Explorer and bring it over here. Okay, so we go to my X-Plane 12 folder, and you go to is it resources or output? I can never remember. It is output, and you see FMS plans there, but right up at the top you see this file here, b738.xml. okay, that is what we're looking for, and that's all we use. Okay, now when you get your flight plan here, okay, so we're not going to fly today, but you get your flight plan here, and you can see we're going from Cardiff to Vienna. Okay, Cardiff to Vienna. My flight plan's down here. We'll open it up in the PDF just here, and I'll tell you for why, because we need some data from here. Okay, I can close this now for the time being, because as soon as you click on download, it automatically goes into that FMS folder, and you don't need to do anything else. Right, from now on we're just going to be working in the aircraft. But here you can see that I've got the plan, all the fuel and everything, and block fuel, etc, etc. Now let's just get into the aircraft. Okay, and I need to turn this off, I forgot. Where is it? X camera, just disable that a moment. Alright, so we get into the aircraft, and you can see we've got our FMC here, but what you need to do is you need to put in the fuel and your payload through the EFB, not through the FMC. Okay, you've got to put it in here first. So that is why we need, if I can get it back up, we need our PDF, because it's got a lot of information on here that I need. I'm going to put that on the other screen, but I will talk you through what I'm doing. Alright, so we need fuel, etc. So I'm going to have a look at my PDF file. We're going to go down to the weights section, and it's saying I've got 140 passengers. I'll sort that out in a moment. I've got cargo of 3.5 and a payload of 14.6. So let's do the payload first. Payload total is 14.6, and the reason why we're doing this, because this writes into your perf init page. Okay, so there we go, that's my payload. A fuel of 8.5, oops, I always do that, fuel of 8.5 plus a possible extra, oh no, that's yeah, 8.5 and a possible extra 7.1. Well, I don't think I'm going to need that. So we'll just do 8.4. So fuel 8.4 tons. Okay, and it's gone 8399 because it's rounding. Alright, it's rounding up. So it's showing me my takeoff weight is 65,881 kilograms. We just lost a kilogram there. And my flight plan in sim brief, it's saying my takeoff weight is going to be 64.5. So it's rounding a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so you know, we've got our fuel. All right. Next page for passengers. Let me find my passenger page. CG envelope. Passengers. It's saying 140. Well, I can't put 140 in. So we'll go 160. Hang on. We'll do 160, which is close, and that should be all right. All right. Let's go back. So CG envelope, perfect. We don't need to worry about anything else just here. Okay. Okay, alright, so that's all done. Payload, zero fuel weight, fuel, etc, etc. Right, now we go to the FMC. So let's get in a close-up on here, and straight away we go to FMC. Now do the position initialization. I'm already at Cardiff. The ground power's on, and the APU I think is on it. I'm not quite sure, but there's ground power on, so don't need to worry about starting up the aircraft, but you would. So position initialization. Okay, so we go to route, and I go flight plan request. Okay, so click on flight plan request. It's now requesting the flight plan that has already been loaded in with the XML file. We just need to wait for it to come in. And there we go, it says route uplink ready, so we shall load. Click on load. It's now loading, and there you see it. It's got Cardiff to Vienna, runway 30, Ryanair 2302, so it's put my flight in, etc, etc. So we click on activate. Always click activate and execute. Okay, so that is that bit. Let's just check through the plan. There's a route discontinuity there because we need to put in obviously our SIDS and stars. But let's just go back now. Okay, so remember that our fuel is put in, but we did it from the EFB. Alright, we did it from the EFB because it will not load, right? So we've done all of that. So let's go back to init. We don't need to go perf init just yet. We've done flight plan requests. Cruise wind uplink is ready. Okay, we need to put in our departure and arrival, so we'll do the departure. It's already showing that it's runway 30. It's a Brecon 1 Alpha. Okay, we'll execute that. So it's given me the runway already. Alright, it will not do the star for you. Alright, will not do the star for you. So we go back to the route page. So we'll go click on route page. Yeah. Cruise wind uplink is ready, so now we can click on oh gosh, to go to the route page. We've done that. Perf init request. Alright, so request that. Just request it again because I want to make sure they get this right. So you go to the perf init page and then you request. It'll come up with load. Just wait for it to come up with load. There we are, it says load. Click on that and it loads it all in. Now what it hasn't done, hasn't put in reserves, and that's for you to work out. So I'm going to put in reserve of say 1.51.5 tons. Okay, execute. That's all done. Cruise. What we need now is cruise wind. Okay, So we'll go to M1 limit first, so 45C, and go to the takeoff page, put the flaps in, and you see it's put the V speeds in there, so we'll move those over and check our CG. It's 4.5. We'll have a look at that at the moment. The next page, we'll sort that out in a moment. So we need to check our cruise wind link. So we go to the legs page now. Yeah, so we're on the legs page and click on route data, and we request the cruise winds. So we click on request, which we've done, and we just wait for it to load. There we go. So we go on load, loading. Uplink is complete. Execute, and then if we go click on the next page, oh, let's get rid of that discontinuity there. We'll do that in a moment. Hang on. So we'll go back to the legs page. Let's get rid of the discontinuity. Clear it. Put Lecky there. Yep, like that. Back to route data. We requested the winds already, so let's have a look at the cruise winds, and there you see them. Okay, so these are cruise winds, not wind. It's when you get up to your flight level. There you see the cruise winds. Bit of variation, 61 to 90 knots over a period of time there, and then we have our descent. So I think what we need to do now is we go to, I've got to look at this now. We go to VNAV, yeah, and next page, and we click on forecast, and we are requesting the descent winds. Okay, so click on request, which we have done, and these will bring us our winds on descent. This is the only time that load turns up on the right hand side. Every other time it's been on the left, but now it's on the right, and you'll see there we go, it's populated. Click on execute, and you can see everything is in there. Okay, so that's your descent forecast winds as well. So go back to legs, scroll through. Now you'll know that we haven't got our arrival, so we can go back to our flight plan. If I can find it again, there we are. So we need to put in our own arrival. Now the reason why the arrival isn't populated is because arrival is given to you normally by ATC, but having a look on the plan here, it's saying it's ILS 34. So we'll take that ILS 34, and it shows up the star, which is the Benny 3 whiskey arrival. If there is a transition, then if you want to use a transition, you can find that on your flight plan or using SimBrief charts. Okay, so execute that. I think one final thing I need to do is I need to go back to the M1 limit. I need to go back to takeoff because they may have changed. They haven't changed. So it's 136, 138, 145. That's fine. That's brilliant. Although if I went to the next page and I put in wet, it could well change because of the conditions. One final thing is I need to get the runway wind, and I would get that through ATC. Can I get it from? Let's have a look at our weather. Oops, resume flight. Flight configuration. Let's have a look at the weather. Here we go. The wind is, I can't find it. The dry airport temperature. There doesn't appear to be any wind at all. Okay, we can get that from VATSIM or wherever. Then you want that. I'm just having a look on here. If I can find the weather. I can't find any. So what I will do is I will go find META for EGFF, and the wind is, when it comes up, the internet's being slow. Let's go back, resume flight. Up, right, so it's calm, basically. Wind is calm. Just check, so it's actually very calm. Put that in there. Oops, it's an invalid entry. So let's do it 123 slash 12. Ooh, still giving me an invalid entry. Okay, let's do it's 3 knots. That's it, you know. So I will do 000 slash 003. It's exceptionally calm. There we go. Takeoff speeds have been deleted, so we need to check them. Okay, so previous page. There we are. They haven't really changed. They're exactly the same. Everything's the same. That's good. Perfect. And then the final thing is just sort out the trim to 4.5, and there we have it. So all your data is in your aircraft, and you did it all through SimBrief and the Uplink. I hope you found that useful. I was only intending on to be on a short while. I found it really neat, really nice stuff. That it all works in such a way. I mean, I think it's really clever. So there you go. Hope you found it useful. Quick stream on how to use route uplink in the Zibo Mod 737. We'll see you soon. Cheerio.
Switch warning. Angle. Aerobatics. Angle. All motors. Defunct. All motors. Defunct. Telemetry lost.
Oh.
Switch warning. Defunct. Horizon.